This is the Auburn Doubledays pregame show brought to you by Cayuga Community College on FingerLakes1.com. I'm Claudia Bellafato, joined by JD Rachi. JD, here we are, second of the three-game series against West Virginia Black Bears. 7-5 win yesterday. A bit of a slow start. Things started to pick up. We saw some multi-hit performances from Pena, Alu, Carrillo. Who really stood out for you yesterday?
I think Albert Carrillo was definitely the standout for me yesterday because, number one, this is his second year in Auburn, so he's one of the leaders in the clubhouse. He's one of the leaders on the team. And when his team's down by one in the 8th inning, with him at the plate, he goes yard and he hits a huge home run, his first of the season. So that shows his ability not only to lead, but also produce on the field. He leads by example. He says, all right, guys, we're in a tough spot. We're going to get out of it, and I'm going to help us get out of it. Now everybody else behind me help me out and get us into a good spot. That's exactly what the Doubledays did. And then as a team, I think the most impressive thing I saw yesterday was sometimes when you're making a big comeback, when you trail by 3 like the Doubledays did, all of the runs will come at once. You'll put up a crooked number in an inning, and all of a sudden you're in the lead. What impressed me with the Doubledays yesterday was they did it across a couple of innings. They got to here, they left the bases loaded a couple of times, but they kept persevering and they kept pursuing that lead and trying to go after the West Virginia Black Bears. The pitching staff was great to get the Doubledays out of a jam in a couple of different situations in terms of the bullpen, but being able to piece together a comeback win like that instead of just putting up the crooked number and relying on the big inning, I think says a lot about what this team is all about.
Absolutely, and on the other end for West Virginia, home run for Brett Kinnaman and Elise Escobar. Who else do you see as kind of a threat today?
I think there are a lot of guys that could be threats, but yesterday, at least at the top of the order, it was Jared Triolo. He's a shortstop, third base combination out of Houston. He had a good game yesterday, hit the ball hard, didn't have the best statistical day in terms of getting on base, but he hit the baseball hard, and he was in the Cape Cod Baseball League last summer, the most prestigious collegiate summer league in the country. After his sophomore year at Houston, he was an all-star in that league. They use wood bats in that league. He knows how to hit against upper-level, upper-echelon competition in terms of pitching, and he also knows how to hit with the wooden bat, which is one of those sticking points in terms of transition from college to the pros that a lot of guys have. I'd watch for Jared Triolo, if he's in the lineup today, to have a pretty big game for the West Virginia Black Bears.
Let's put the Rocket cap on. What is Rocket saying to the guys in the clubhouse before coming out for this game too?
I think he's saying, let's get out in front early. Sure, comeback wins are fun. Comeback wins are exciting. They're fun for the fans to watch. They're fun for us to watch, me and Jack up in the broadcast booth. But let's get out in front early. Let's give ourselves a little bit more of a comfortable win. A lot of the wins that have come in these last couple of homestands for the Doubledays have been those ones that kind of get your heart pumping a little bit too much. A 1-0 win, another close win against Williamsport in that series, last night's comeback win. So just for the sanity and sake of everybody, including the players, it's a lot easier to win a game, 6-3 after you score 4 runs in the 3rd inning than it is to win it 7-5 like you did yesterday, have to make a massive comeback. So if I'm Rocket, I'm saying, hey, let's put the pedal to the metal early on and let's go out and get some runs in the early goings.
In the lineup today, a little bit different. We see Carrillo yesterday had 2 runs, 2 RBIs. Pena, 3 hits. Senior with his first pro homer. And then Strom on the mound to start off. And you were saying before you think he might be the MVP of the game.
He could be. I see him as a possible MVP candidate. He's had a great 10 innings of work thus far through his first 2 outings of the season. They've been a little bit spread out because of the, rain and kind of nasty weather we've had at the beginning of the year, but he's been great. But my Abner's pick today is going to be for the catcher, Wilmer Perez, batting out of the 4-hole today for the Doubledays. As a contingency, the catchers on this team, Onyx Vega, Andrew Pratt, and Wilmer Perez, are all swinging the bat really, really well right now. Lots of extra base hits, which you've seen a lot more from the Doubledays in the last couple of games. I'd expect Wilmer Perez in the middle of that lineup to kind of be a catalyst in terms of driving in runs today and continue that string of success for the catchers.
And speaking of MVPs, yesterday Jack's pick was Jake Alu, and he produced, and I actually got a chance to sit down with him today. What's up, guys? Here with Jake Alu. Jake, you might not know this, but yesterday in our pregame show you were chosen as the predicted MVP of the game, and you had a good one. You had a pair of hits. The team overall started off pretty slow. You guys got it together for the win. What did Rocket have to say about that overall performance?
He was really excited, as you can probably imagine. This team kind of really doesn't give up, and I mean, you could see it. We've been I think we had bases loaded twice in two of the innings last night. Just didn't get the big hit, so you knew we were putting some pressure on them and finally got the hit.
And you were the leader at BC and now coming to Auburn. There's no true anchor. There's no true leader. Is that a role that you could see yourself in?
Yeah, I've always tried to pick the guys up around me. You know, when the other guys on the team are playing well, I tend to play well, and I mean I think that's contagious throughout the lineup, no matter what lineup and what players you're playing with. And I think being a leader and getting the guys to like play well is like a big part of a successful team. And I think we're doing that pretty good right now.
And it sounds like you are fitting the role right now. You are leading the batting average for the team. 10 for 24 to start the season. Not bad. What's been working for you? What's been the key to your game so far?
I'm not trying to do too much. I'm not trying to be a player that I'm not. You know, I'm not going to be a power guy. I'm trying to just stay the other way, stay up the middle. When they come in, you know, get around the pitch and pull the ball maybe, and if they're throwing it outside, hit it the other way. Nothing too much.
And you're from Jersey but went to school in Boston, and I'm from Boston, so I gotta ask, what is the most annoying thing that Boston people do?
They say wicked all the time. It's ridiculous.
I am so guilty of that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good luck tonight, Jake Alou, guys. Looking forward to see Alou in that starting lineup also today. So JD, they went 1 for 7 to start and then won 6 of the last 7. What has been that major turnaround? What's been the key to that?
Well, I think there's been a lot of things. Number one, the starting pitching has improved a lot. In the early part of the season, it was you get a so-so start and then a fantastic ending from the bullpen for the Doubledays. Now you're getting a much better start in most cases where pitchers are going 4 2/3, 5 innings and having good starts like Leif Strom has done in both of his starts this season. The other thing I think that's helping are the extra base hits. At one point, the Doubledays were dead last in the league in extra base hits on the season. Most teams had over 20 doubles alone, not even adding in the triples and the home runs. At many points this season, the Doubledays had 20 extra base hits altogether. So the fact that they're well up into the upper echelons, really not the upper echelons, but the middle portions at the very least of the league in extra base hits, it was a lot of get them on, get them over, get them in. Now it's get them on, get them in almost immediately. A lot more extra base hit power, a lot more doubles, a lot more triples, and a lot more home runs. So when you're hitting the ball hard and you're hitting the ball a long way, it makes it a lot easier to win games. I think the starting pitching plus the power hitting has really come together nicely for the Doubledays over the last couple of weeks.
And we'll see how it turns out. Game 2 of the 3-game series against West Virginia Black Bears. This is your Auburn Doubledays pregame show brought to you by Cayuga Community College. I'm Claudia Balfato. He's JD Rachi. Thanks for watching, guys.